Welcome to IELTS reading explanation video. This is passage 2 from book 17, test 4. And the heading of the passage is Does Education Fuel Economic Growth? Today I'm going to show you specific reasons behind the answers. However, I'm not going to explain why this is and how you can find it. I have to mention this. If you are new to IELTS, this is not the video for you. There are many amazing YouTube channels. IELTS Advantage, Yusupiakyo, IELTS Liz. You can watch them. You can learn a lot from them. But if you are looking for specific reasons behind the answers, I'm going to discuss that. However, again, I'm not going to explain why this is and how you can achieve this. For question number 14, we are looking for explanation of a need for a fairly consistent income. In paragraph E, we have if wealth is constant, that's our fairly consistent income. So this area in the passage or section E corresponds to question number 14. So if you want to understand how IELTS allocates answer and how they fix answers, like the logic behind it, you have to understand this. Please take your time and try to understand question number 14 before you actually relate it with the section shown on the left side. For question number 15, we're looking for examples of sources of database. This can be found in paragraph A. We have court records, guild ledgers, registers, census, and tax list. These are, first of all, examples of sources of database, as you can see. For question number 15, we're looking for individuals' refusal to obey an order. In section D, we have Juliana something, and she basically disobeyed guild's order, and she worked even though she was female. Only male guild members were allowed to work. Or question number 17, a reason being particularly suited to research. That's from paragraph F or section F. It says right here, German speaking Central Europe is an excellent laboratory or particularly suited to research for testing theories of economic growth. For question number 18, we are looking more for examples of personal possessions. In section C, we have different items of personal possessions. These are our examples of personal possessions. Hence, C is answered for question number 18. For question number 19, we are looking for 300, these two names, and 1752. Generally, if you have a heading that is different from the passage heading, usually the answers are limited to 1 or 2 paragraphs. So you can find all of these in section D. We have all 4 of these items. Name of 2 women, 300 years, and 1752 in the exact order is the question. So the sentence with 300 years has the answers for question number 19, hence the descendants. Please make sure you understand the question. If you look at the question, it says it sheds light on the lives of a range of individuals. If you don't understand what this is, please search that on the web. It's not the same thing as actually showing light. It's a little bit different, um, in a similar sense, right? But these are different. Sheds light on lives. You need to find that, and this means as well as means and. So the answer is descendants. We are following some people and their descendants, or we are following a range of individuals as well as those of their descendants. Question number 19's answer is descendant. Question number 20, while they should have been paying attention to or instead while paying attention to listening to sermon. That's how we come to the answer. Um, I don't think I need to explain fill in the blanks. If you are having difficulty understanding the reason behind the answers for fill in the blanks, maybe IELTS is not for you. She was later given a fine. She had to pay a fine. Look at the structure of the question and look at the words that are present in the passage. Do not try to make sense from the passage, only try to coordinate or interpret the question as much as you can. Think of any other word that could be used here. As a punishment, she was later given a wage that does not make any sense. We would never pay someone salary as a punishment. But if we gave someone a fine as a punishment, it makes perfect sense. So always look at the question. Question number 22. Stop skilled people from working or prevented people from using their skill. And it says, and but also, so additionally, right? What did they prevent? They held back simplest industrial innovation, but we can only write one word. So innovation is going to be our answer. For section B, our correct answers are B and E. If you look at this question, it is not asking for anything specific. It is just saying that what is the writer saying in section B. That's all he is saying. So basically, he is asking which of the following statement are true. In this sentence here, Germany had excellent literacy rate. That is B. And the last sentence, growth increases education. That's E. For 25 and 26, we're looking at section F. Similar to previous question, they are also not asking for anything specific. They are only asking which of the following are true. And if you read this specific sentence, you'll see that B and D are the correct answer. B, opposed to people moving to an area for work or blocked labor migration. Opposed practices that threatened their control over a trade. Resisted changes that might reduce their influence or control over the trade.